Alright, hello everybody and welcome to an incredibly quick update video. We're going to try to make this as quick as possible, which means that we're going to be speaking very quickly and we might skip a couple things. But we're here to talk about what's going on with the channel, a couple things that I want to mention, and also what games we're going to be playing next, and a couple things like that. So, first of all, I want to start this off by saying the ARG is on a semi-permanent halt. I want to talk about this immediately. The ARG has been a little bit iffy for a while, and I've been getting everything organized in the background, But what I think I'm going to end up doing is, instead of making the ARG something that lasts a super long time throughout the channel, I think I'm gonna kind of wrap it all up with a movie. Listen, hear me out, okay? I'm talking a full feature-length, hour-and-a-half movie. This is not a joke. I think this is probably the best way to take this. I'm going to act as if there has been no content for the ARG up till this point, and I'm going to create a movie based around this ARG stuff that will then take the ARG's place. Because the ARG isn't bad, what we have right now, but there's a lot of stuff where, like, every time I make one of these, I keep looking back and I'm like, ooh, that was cringy. I should have changed that. I should have done that different. I should have acted better. And, it is good in one hand because it makes me, realize that I am improving and I'm getting way better at doing this type of stuff, especially acting and voice acting and all that. But it has been preventing me from actually doing any ARG stuff for the channel. And also, I don't want to have this constant pressure of, like, do ARG stuff, because right now there is kind of that, and I know no one is putting that pressure on me except for myself. But the fact of the matter is, it is there. So I want to kind of make it less of a pressure of, like, ooh, I have to put ARG video stuff in this video, in this video, in this video. We're not going to be doing that anymore. Maybe for October. Listen, we might do it for October because October is spooky month and it's time to get scary during October. So there might be some ARG stuff in October. It depends on how I'm feeling. We might get some really scary in October, but we might also do something completely different that's, like, kind of like the ARG but not, because the ARG, if I'm being 100% perfectly honest with myself, it's mainly an outlet for me to practice analog horror and acting and editing and stuff like that. It was like the first film project I've ever tried to do, so, which explains why it's not very good, Because going through this ARG stuff, I recognize how cringy some of this acting is. I recognize all of it. But that is proof that we're getting better. And we are getting better every single time. If you look at Wakey Wakey compared to, like, the very first ARG thing we ever released, ooh, the improvements. This night and fucking day, man. But there's still a lot of stuff where, like, even in Wakey Wakey, I was like, oh, that line was a little bit cringy. Or, like, specifically during the editing portion, there was a section where it kind of went in the point of view of the character, and there's literally no other part in that video where that happens. Every other part in that video is like a recording or a camera. So it was just really jarring, and I think if we make this movie, I want it to be a lot more consistent than that. Like, if we're gonna do analog horror camera stuff, the entire movie is going to be camera footage, analog horror camera stuff. That's what I'm planning. So, for this movie, I do want to do a lot of cool stuff, but I don't know how much is possible. So don't get your hopes too high, but get your hopes pretty high, you know what I mean? Because this does mean that we're doing ARG stuff again. And this also means that it's going to be an actual full feature-length movie. And listen, if this movie does well, if you guys really like it, if you enjoy what we end up doing, I'm not opposed to doing more for this ARG. I'm really not. But I want to kind of wrap it up here, so that if I want to, by the end of making this movie, I can kind of put a bow on the series and be like, all right, this is the ending point. And I definitely won't be able to do the original plan for, like, having some sort of movie or some sort of longer form thing. That original plan is definitely not going to be able to make it. But if this does end up doing well, if this little movie that we do does really well on the channel, I might look into doing a sequel with, like, a higher budget. And by a higher budget, I mean a budget, because this is fucking zero money, no money. But we're gonna do what we can with what we have. Maybe we'll get some people on to help out the project. I got a couple people I can call, a couple people I can get on the line to help me out with this movie. So it's not gonna be just me on this, or it probably will. Maybe it won't just be me. Listen, depends on how crazy I want to get with it. But the point is, we're doing that, which is very exciting, and I want to kind of start doing that soon. But the main thing I want to do is get a script together, get everything, put together in a proper way, all the way done. I want to have like a script completely done, read over, rewritten, like that type of stuff. I'm gonna try to really make this good. And my goal right now is to try to get all this done before the start of October, which is going to be very difficult because that only gives us like a month. Which means that we might not be able to do this. Listen, this movie might not come out in October. Okay, it might not. It might not. But what will come out this month is a movie review. Because I said in the last update video that we were going to do a movie review last month, and if we didn't, we were going to do some sort of challenge. I have the challenge set up. We're going to do the challenge, and the challenge is a long drive live stream where we drive until we die. And when we die, that's the end of the live stream. Which means that this could either be a live stream that lasts 30 minutes or a live stream that lasts 12 hours. Listen, this could be seriously bad for me. Which is why I have a contingency plan in mind. Basically, the way that we're going to do this is if we die within the first 20 minutes or so, I'm not going to end the stream there because that feels a little unfair. But if we're able to make it past the 20-minute mark, then we are running off of one save only. This means that if the car flips on an invisible rock and is now in the middle of the road, I just have to fucking deal with that. Which is going to be very interesting. And another thing that I'm going to do to make it as hard as possible for myself to win this, we are going to take nothing with us at the start of the game. It is going to be an instant drive, instant takeoff, no water, no gas, no nothing. And I know if you don't know what the long drive is, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But trust me, this is going to be a really entertaining live stream. It's going to be really good, I promise. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to get everything set up for that. And that'll be kind of like the punishment for, not being able to do the movie review. But the movie review is coming. And the movie review is going to be a banger, I promise. Because listen, I'm not going to say what the movie is, but ooh, baby, it's good. This is going to be a really fun one to do. So yeah, that's basically all there is to say on the update front. When it comes to games that we're going to be playing, we're going to finish Into the Pit, which as of recording this, we technically did finish Into the Pit. We got one of the endings. There's still a lot more to do with that though. We're also going to be playing a game very soon called Hypnospace Outlaws, or something like that, I think is what it's called. I don't even remember what it's called, but this is a suggestion by Crystal Slime, which is like basically certified to be a banger. So we're going to be checking that out soon as well. I also do want to play more itch.io games, and I've realized that we've been a little bit lenient on the itch.io games. I said we were going to play exclusively bangers. We've played like mostly bangers, but there's been a couple that have squeaked by. And you know what I'm saying right now? Fuck that. No more squeakers. Wait, hold on. Let me rephrase this. There's not going to be any more itch.io games that are not bangers being uploaded on this channel. So if you see an itch.io game, go watch it. I mean it. Because they are going to be good video games. Very good games with great concepts. Like, for example, Sujin Drop, which was a game that we played very recently on the channel, which is kind of why I'm having this idea of like, okay, we can really step it up when it comes to itch.io games. Because that game was really, really good. It was really good. And while recording it, I wasn't saying that much. And, we were recording for a really long time. So by the end of it, I was like, get me out of here type of energy. But overall, that game was really cool. Albeit a little like, it got age restricted. But it's great, I promise. It's awesome. But yeah, we're gonna be playing a lot more games like that. Not necessarily on the age-restricted side. We're gonna try to keep it like not that messed up. And not to say there was anything that messed up in that video, but we did have to age restrict it because if we didn't, there's actual naked people in that. There's naked And it's only a little bit of naked, so I don't think that YouTube would even get mad at that, but I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk it. But yeah, with that being said, all the itch.io games from this point on are going to be bangers, I promise. You can hold me to it. You can hold me to it. And if I don't follow through on that, we will do another challenge-based stream. So with that being said, I think that's everything that we needed to say in this update video. We're going to be making an ARG movie, which means that no more ARG stuff, except for maybe during October, depending on how I feel. I'm also going to be trying to upload a lot more, because I recognize that uploading every other day is not that great for the channel, and it doesn't help out that much. I also want to do a lot more live streams, because live streams are bringing in people that are like subscribing to the channel, whereas normal videos are just kind of like giving content to the people that already watch me, which I do like. Don't get me wrong, I love giving you guys content. I love creating content for you guys. I love making the content, editing it, recording it, all that good shit. But also, when I do a live stream and I get like 20 subscribers off of it, that's really nice. Because as of right now, we're like, what, like 130 away from having 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone. But even beyond just being a huge milestone, it also gives me access towards being able to earn money off of YouTube, which is something I want to do, but that is in no way the priority anymore, because as I've said before in previous live streams and update videos like this, I want to set up a Patreon very soon. Well, not very soon, listen. Very soon makes it seem like I can do this shit quickly, but I do want to set up a Patreon at some point with some stuff that I can put on there. Which also means that I need to get some stuff that I can put on there before I set that up. But my plans for the Patreon are like, pretty much just like pay whatever you want for the same thing. Because what I really want out of the Patreon is basically a way for you to be able to donate to the channel, but you also get a bunch of shit out of it. And that's the point of the Patreon. Because a lot of people have been saying like, oh, if you had donations set up, I would donate and stuff like that. But I don't want you guys to just straight up give me money. I want you guys to give me money and then you get something, you know? Like, and we are in no position to like set up merch or anything like that, so there's nothing we can do on that front. But one day we will have merch, probably. But for now, I'm just trying to focus on like giving you guys a way to give to the channel and support the channel, but also getting something out of it. And hopefully, when we set up the Patreon, you'll be getting a lot out of it, no matter how much you're paying. Because my plan for the Patreon is to make like a shit ton of tiers that all do the exact same thing, that are different levels of money. So it's basically how much do you want to donate per month or whatever, and then you just get access to the same shit no matter what. Because I don't want to lock stuff behind paywalls. I don't want to lock it behind like even $1 paywall feels a little weird, you know? But we are going to have a dollar tier on there. It just feels weird asking for money so directly. But at the end of the day, I think it would be a lot nicer than having to rely on YouTube. I think relying on my audience feels better than relying on the evil YouTube or overlords, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like a mentality that I've seen a couple YouTubers kind of adopting, and it makes it so that if we get to a certain point on Patreon where there's enough people supporting monthly, we can turn off ads on the YouTube channel, so that there will be no more ads on my YouTube videos, so that you guys can watch the videos without having to deal with YouTube stuff as well. So it's a win-win on each side, and I think it's a pretty cool way to give people an outlet to support the channel. So with that being said, I fucking trailed off talking about Patreon, but those are the plans for Patreon. It'll be really cool. And with that being said, we're gonna wrap up this video. I think we did talk about everything. We talked about what games we're gonna play a little bit. We've clarified that itch.io games are absolutely bangers now. No question. Like, don't even question it. You click on an itch.io game, it's gonna be so dope. We talked about the ARG turning into a movie. We talked about the movie review, the challenge live stream. We're getting all that set up. So I think we covered it. With that being said, like and subscribe and all that shit if you enjoyed. If you want to see more stuff I've made, it should be appearing on screen now. And we're wrapping this up incredibly quickly. Bye-bye. Peace out.